What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 8 of the Daily Entrepreneur. I'm James here with Jack and Josh with the School of Hard Knocks, and we got a great episode filled with some great stories for you guys today. Starting off with Josh.
Twitch has recently banned gambling on their site. That's stuff like slots, roulette, and dice. And this comes after a recent scandal of one of the streamers on there actually scamming other streamers over $300,000 to fuel his own gambling addiction. That's what kind of brought light to the situation. But what's crazy to me even more about this is that some streamers even stated that they were making over $1 million a month off of their partnerships alone with companies like Stake and Roulette and different stuff like that. So how do you think those creators are feeling right now that it's banned?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they're not just kind of like allowing it to happen. I'm sure that there's definitely people that are probably in contact with, Twitch trying to get it restored and whatnot. But I mean, that's really interesting. I wonder kind of how that process worked of him kind of like scamming the person for, the couple $100,000. But yeah, man, I mean, you said like Stake and all those companies are kind of like, they're banned from like streaming any of that.
Yeah, so pretty much the only gambling that's allowed right now on Twitch is sports betting, poker, and there's one other that I can't remember off the top of my head. But pretty much everything that doesn't have consumer protection within the U.S., like roulette, slots, and dice, are all going to be banned, and you're no longer allowed to stream. So my question is I wonder if those streamers like XQC and Trainwrecks, who are the people that listed they are making over $1 million a month, just on their partnerships, not including what they were making from viewers, if they're going to try to find another platform where they can stream or what their plan's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I also think that it's going to be, was this too radical of a move on Twitch's part? Could they have just really gone in after a lawsuit and just really protected the Twitch streamers that got hurt and kind of be the forefront against the streamer that really lost everyone's money, instead of really kind of just completely doing an outright ban for everybody else that was being really successful on the platform? And so, you're protecting a few streamers, but then you're also hurting streamers as well that were using the platform to make money. Or even better, I think Twitch could have just enacted, if you're going to stream gambling content, then we want a tax for it. We want like some form of like, if we want a bit of a cut, if you're going to stream gambling content and profit off of that on our platform, we need to take some sort of tax. That way, if there's lawsuits that happen in the future, we have the money to cover it because you guys have already paid us in advance through the cut through your gambling content.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest reasons that people started the boycott after that initial scam was because they said that Twitch is a very impressionable content, especially on a lot of young viewers. So it's feeding into that like gambling addiction. They don't want to shed that light that like, hey, gambling is cool, because in reality it is a risk to, I guess you say, younger viewers.
Yeah, I think that's a little ridiculous though. Just not that they're not doing the right thing for younger viewers, because I think protecting them from gambling, but you can't make a rule like that and then be really soft on banning people actually performing sexual acts on camera.
Yeah.
Like maybe not super blatant, but even just kind of hinting at it, and you don't really go after them, but then you ban other streamers for other things. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, there's one thing that Twitch definitely has going on right now. It's their banning system of just like how they decide to ban people and how long they decide to ban people just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like you said, like Gideon and stuff like that, they have lifetime
It's
bans.
crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I guess that brings us into our next story. Going from Twitch to YouTube, and huge news for content creators, especially those that create short-term content, and that in early 2023, YouTube Shorts creators are going to be eligible for a residual income in regards to YouTube monetization on their YouTube Shorts. And what this means is that on all ads placed on shorts in between videos, YouTube will be splitting 45% of the ad revenue that's made off of ads on YouTube Shorts with its creators. So this is a massive move by YouTube, and another kind of stepping stone in competing with TikTok in this short form content. We saw Reels from Instagram, we saw Reels from Facebook all launched monetization on their platform, and now YouTube is incorporating the monetization off their shorts, which I think is a great move for them. I think it's great news for creators who are going to be posting on YouTube. And again, it's going from, whereas originally the only way to get monetized on your shorts was they had a very limited way in which they picked select videos to get monetized, but it wasn't like now there's actual like residual income that you can make off of your shorts and off of viewership. So very interesting on that. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, and I think that it goes back to that statistic that we were looking at in regards to actually comparing YouTube to TikTok when it comes to paying creators. And I think if YouTube really successfully enacts this partner program on short form content, they very well might become like the leader in that area, or at least be the second closest to TikTok if they're able to pull it off right. Reason being is, in I think it was 2021, YouTube made $15 billion and paid creators 50% of the revenue. But TikTok, owned by ByteDance, made $19 billion, but only paid less than 1% of the revenue, which is really ridiculous, 50% versus 1%, and the company that paid 1% made $4 billion more in annual revenue. It's just interesting to see how that's really going to affect when it comes to short form content now that we're not comparing payment for long form versus short form, because everybody always made the argument that, like, hey, there's a reason why they're getting paid more on YouTube is because it's for longer form content. Yeah. But if YouTube completely debunks that bait by coming in and offering 45% share of revenue on those videos, it could watch the debate forever.
I genuinely hope that TikTok starts to feel some pressure from these other platforms enacting like monetization programs, because I think it's kind of sickening that they literally only pay less than 1% to their creators. I may be a little biased because we are creators on that platform, but to pay less than 1% and to be paying what they are paying creators now is just a little bit ridiculous to me. So I'm really happy for this move in terms of on YouTube, just allowing monetization and giving TikTok some of the extra pressure.
Yeah, and one thing I was going to add, I guess an executive from YouTube had came out and said, instead of a fixed fund, we're going to be doubling down on the revenue model that has supercharged the creator economy and enable creators to benefit from the platform's success, which I got to say, man, I like this move from YouTube. I think it's great that not only long-form creators are going to be able to monetize off the platform, but now I think you're going to see a big wave of short-term creators kind of go to YouTube, and I think that platform is only going to grow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think YouTube's only gonna continue to boom with some of the products they've been adding over the like past couple of years, like YouTube TV, Shorts now. I think YouTube's heading in the right direction to be just a powerhouse that's gonna be in our lives forever, really.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that when you really look at it, this is what Neil Mohan said, the chief product officer at YouTube. He basically said that this is the first time you're going to see actual revenue sharing be pushed in the short form area, like actual revenue sharing, not just, partner, not just the creator funds and all that sort of stuff. Like, I think we're actually going to see a shocking amount of crazy amounts of money being paid out for short form content. Yeah. And so I want to move into our final topic, and that is Mark Zuckerberg recently lost $71 billion of his net worth. This comes after people are kind of unhappy with the Meta platform. They're not really into it. They don't really see all the money that's being poured into it, getting the value out of that it should for what money is being put to it. And, a lot of people also are kind of concerned if Mark, he's made some mentions that he's had some trouble being Meta CEO right now. It's not as comfortable for him as it was when he was just the head of Facebook. What are y'all's thoughts?
I just say I couldn't imagine to wake up as Mark Zuckerberg as CEO of Meta, because that is just so much responsibility. With how big that company has become, I don't even think he imagined with how big it would be when he first created Facebook, and especially with Meta now, dabbling into the metaverse, and I feel like that space has been under a lot of pressure lately, a lot of fire, especially with crypto. I just feel like he's probably feeling more pressure than ever right now.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add on to that, it's one of those things where I think it's going to take time. I got a lot of faith in Mark Zuckerberg, just because, look at what he was able to do with Facebook. Yeah, there was controversy there, but I think that Zuck will get the right people kind of on his team that will eventually, it may not be this next year, but I think eventually there's going to be a lot of application for the metaverse, whether it's online shopping, whether it's, the whole digital real estate thing. It sounds crazy to a lot of people, but whether you like it or not, we are heading in that direction. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence, like that's all there. Like there's definitely going to be application, and eventually it'll come into fruition for them. I think it'll all work out.
I think what they just need is time. Really, like, if we want them to build a great product, then of course they're trying to be the first to market. They got the Meta trademark name. They want to be the first, really the main place that people come to, live out in a metaverse. But we really need to allow them to, and investors should probably take the stance as well. We need to allow them to really take their time to build an amazing product. Just the concept is great. Like we said, like he was able to build Facebook, and obviously there's a lot of pressure from investors since the majority of Meta's funds are probably being put towards that place. But if we really gave them the time and bandwidth to create something that could be life changing, kind of like Facebook was, then we could end up with something that's spectacular.
Because he lost $71 billion, do you feel like that affects him mentally at all? Or do you just feel like he's at that point financially where money isn't really an object to him anymore?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, obviously, losing 71 billion, even if you have billions and billions of dollars, and he's still going to be one of the richest, persons on earth for the rest of his life. It's still, I'm sure, it's making headlines and people see that, and it kind of isn't a great reflection. The one thing that I found really interesting, though, is if you look at, and I guess that was from this year alone, a lot of big figures as well. Jeff Bezos has lost 46 billion this year. Elon Musk has lost almost 10 billion. Bill and Melinda Gates have lost like 25 to almost 50 billion this year as well. So it's like, I mean, it's when you have that kind of money, your money's going to fluctuate. You're going to be spending a lot. Your investments portfolios are going to go down, up and down. So, there's probably a lot of factors there that contribute to that. In this case, I guess Meta might have been the primary reason.
Yeah, well, it definitely, when you have somebody that when you wake up, your net worth is either going up and down by a few billion every day, I think that you kind of get some sort of like tolerance to losing that kind of money, as well as being able to deal with the dopamine hit it would get from your net worth going up billions in a day as well. And just, obviously 71 billion, you're losing half your net worth. That's really concerning. But I think for him, it's not so much what his net worth is. It's more so what his investors think of the company, the trust that he has, and the trust that the investors have in the business.
Yeah. And like Baby said, when you're rich like this, you don't check the forecast every day. It's going to rain. Hey,
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that beautiful music performance, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. We do these Monday through Friday. If you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one.